Boom, boom. This is Skinner. Everybody, welcome back to the channel. All right, we got a little bit of Soul Land Reloaded up today. So just got a few quick things to cover. Shouldn't take too long. Not a whole lot of new stuff going on. We've got still got the actual Spirit Soul event going on. You definitely want to get into this, as I said in the previous video, just to purchase all of these items if you can. I know it turns out to be maybe 10 to 12,000 diamonds to get it all, but you should, because it's exceedingly important, and this will help you upgrade several of your SS plus Spirit Souls. So it's definitely something that you want to look into. But we do have a new weekly gift bag up. So our free one, of course, everybody when gets that Awakening. I think it's a chest. Yes, it's an S herb chest, and then this not too useful for me. Some keys for the herb chest, and then 1,500 in coin. And they've of course got the second ones. They've got this. Again, not useful to me because I've got both of these completely maxed out, and I have excess shards of these, which I'm not sure what to do with. And then they do have the Immortal Herb Shards. Mortal Herb Shards are what you use to make upgrade. You can put another stars on your herbs. So if you're starting to work on the herbs, then it might be something that you want to consider. But yeah, so that's still going on. Make sure you do complete the Soul Invasion. You still got another day. This won't end until tomorrow evening, tomorrow night when they do the update. So just make sure you try to clear that out as best as you can. Now, I got a couple things. I want to thank. I had a message from one of my subscribers, Echo LB, mentioned the fact that it looks like that there's going to be S shards. It's going to be used to continue to upgrade your SSS characters, which will be coming out here probably, I guess, within the next couple of months. I mean, Tang should be out sometime the end of this week. SS plus Tang, and then we're going to have SS plus Wu. After that, we switch over to the SSS triple S characters, which hopefully will be the final iteration. Not sure, and it looks like it's just going to be S shards to upgrade them as well. Of course, you're going to see an increase, just like you did from SS to SS plus. It's of course going to take more S shards to upgrade them, but it's not. We're not going to have to be focusing on gathering SS shards to upgrade SSS characters, which is what I was hoping they would not do, because they do not give us enough SS shards for that to be something that would be feasible in any time frame. You could do it; it would just take a lot longer to do it. S shards are much easier to get. You can do an assistant shop woo. This is the second time I've done it. I did it once this morning. Just go down and check anything below 10,000, and I do that manually just to keep an eye on my shards. So this is the second time I've done it today. Okay. And we got 12, 16, 20, 28, 32 shards. And this is the second time I've done it. This morning, you average about 80 or so. You can get up to 80 in the morning when I do it. So, as you can see, you can get S shards fairly easily. 10 to 15 times faster than you get the SS shards. Really, SS shards are only available. SS shards are only available inside of chests, usually. That are usually inside of little mini events. So there are a few places you can get them, such you can get them in the Heaven Dew Festival. You can get 10 a day here. Right here. But yeah, there's really no way to get a large sum of them. There's no way you can get close to 100 a day. You wouldn't even get close to that. So it would take a really, 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 really long time to upgrade a triple S if you're using S shards. But it's not. It looks like, from what we're hearing, it's just going to be S shards, which is great. Second thing, I'd like to thank Super Young, another subscriber, Super Young Wee, who finally informed me how to get those awakening. You remember in the last video I was talking about awakening and how it was messing up my Soul Force trials due to the fact that it was taking far too long to get these Soul Master levels up due to the equipment awakening, and how it seemed a little bit out of context. When the game first came out, for the first half, I don't know, 3-4 months of the game, we were really getting stuff pretty quick. They were giving us the Deep Sea Silver which is what you need to do the upgrade. It's this little item right here, Deep Sea Sunken Silver. They were giving these pretty quick. They were having events, which these were at. You could get them. They were throwing them inside of the weekly gift bag. You could get sums of them there and everything. And then all of a sudden, they just sort of kind of stopped giving them out as frequently. Now, really, the only time you ever get them is when they have the awakening events, but they really don't give you a whole bunch inside of the awakening events. And the only other time you get them is when you open up a tin. Always make sure, as I've said numerous times, that when you open your awakened chest, always make sure you do 10 at a time, because you're guaranteed to get a piece of Deep Sea Sunken Silver. So I was a little put off by the fact that I'd spent, because the game allows you through the regeneration option to reclaim just about everything that you spent on your older characters. So I was assuming that there was going to be a way to regenerate those through here. Could not find one. Thought they might in the future put Deep Sea Sunken Silver inside of this where you could use the points to purchase it. Not has happened either. So I was trying to figure out how to get those awakening items back, because I need them back, because they've put that in there where you need to max out the awakening. I've done it for 2. I have done that for. I've done it for Clear Sky, of course. He's maxed, and I finished out Ren. She's maxed, and I guess I'm not sure if I'm going to do. It's really difficult because Wrong's coming out, but we've got problem is we've got numerous magic DPS and physical DPS triple S coming out here pretty soon. So one of they might exceed BB Dong, and even though I love BB Dong because she's my favorite character, she might get overshadowed by those the triple S characters. I'll put them up on the screen if you have not seen them. So our first 2 SSs are going to be Die and Bai. Both of the one's a physical DPS, one's a magic DPS. So, and then we're going to get Ling Ling, another healer. Again, triple. So I'm not like sure what like they might be overshadowed by that. So I'm not really sure, because I'm going to be able to get a lot of it back. I'll show you here in a few minutes. It doesn't say SS Plus or SS Soul Masters down here, so I assume that using triple S Soul Masters would not be a problem, because you can get the claiming back. But how you do it is you go into the thing. Again, thanks for Super Young Weave for pointing this out, because I could not find it. I knew there had to be a way to reclaim them. They would not stick a way to reclaim shards for characters. Awakening tickets. You can cash in awakened items and get awakening tickets back inside of the regeneration. So I knew somewhere there was a way to do it. And the way you do it is actually, if you go into the character, highlight the piece of equipment that it is under the awakening tab, and you've got a drop down right here. Spend 30 diamonds to remove all awakening materials upon all awakenings. Okay, it's 30. It doesn't determine how many awakenings. Even if it's just 1 star or 1 awakening, it's still 30 diamonds, which is cheap. 30 diamonds is super cheap to get all of your awakening items back. So I will be, in essence, be able to reclaim all of these and put them forward onto my next character. So I do now have more than enough shards to do a final awakening on my 3rd character. Right now the problem is going to be getting 16,500 exchange points, because to do it you have to have 3 weapons of the character that you are going to awaken. So I'm just thinking, should I just I'm not sure who I'm going to do the 3rd one on yet. I'm probably going to end up doing it on Wrong, since Wrong was going to be around a lot longer. And in the end, I guess I could pull them off of Wrong if I want to pull all the awakening items off of. It's only 30, but yeah. So I've got the shards. I've got the awakening Deep Sea Server to do it, and I'm going to keep it on there for right now, because if I do pull off all those awakening items from those characters, and then not put them on something else, because when I pull them off, I'm going to lose the BP. Okay, because I tested it out with a couple of characters. I tested it out on um, BBS version, BB Dog, who's still in the team right here. I pulled off of her and stuff went down. My BP went down a little bit. So it's going to register based on that. Okay, so you don't want to take them off until you're ready to use them on something else. So I'm going to keep them on until I have managed to amass the 16,500 tickets I'm going to need for the 3 items that I'm going to need to actually fully awaken the character. And then I'll do that from there. I haven't decided which one I'm going to do yet. So we'll have to make, it's a determination that we'll have to make in the future. But yeah, I'm going to need to purchase, I'm going to need to get 3 of the weapons. So that's just the way I'm actually going to need to get, in some cases, I'm going to need to get 5 of the weapons because to do the second awakening, if you go to the, to do the third awakening of the item, you need to have 2 copies of it. Okay, then that's 3. 4 is just deep sea silver, but then 5, which is the max awakening, requires 3 of these. And remember, these are 5,500 tickets a shot. So I'm going to need 11,000 to do the second awakening. But I might just go ahead and, see, this is the whole point right here. She's an SS, so it's instead of 5,500, it's if you look for the SS in here, they are only 4,500. So getting 3 of those, I've already got all the things on there. So it would be much faster to get her. But then, of course, that will be wasting all the tickets. I could get those tickets back through regeneration, but it's it's opened up numerous offshoots that I haven't had a chance to fully wrap my mind around as to which way I'm going to go. The Soul Force trial is not that important at this point in time. But I will be completing it, and I will be doing one of these probably within the next few months if need be. But we'll have to make a determination. But I do have the material, so it's not like it's gone, and I do know how to reclaim it now. So thanks a lot for Super Young Wee for pointing that out, because I just couldn't find. I knew there had to be something in it somewhere that did it. So again, it's under the Soul Master. Okay, go to the character that you're wanting. Click on the item that you want, and then go to the Awakening tab, and it's this button right here. Just click on that, confirm, and it'll juice it down, and your box will pop up, and you'll get the gold and the actual deep sea silver, sunken silver back. So you'll have it. As you can see, I've gotten 64 backs, and I have not done any of my high-powered ones yet. And that's all 3 of these. Neo Tang, Tang and Jochin are all 1 level away from max awakening, so I could recover all of those deep sea sunken silver back. So I've got more than enough to actually complete it. In terms of deep sea silver, what I am lacking though is the tickets, and that's not something. That's a legitimate. There's really not a whole lot of ways to get that back. I do have a handful of awakened weapons that I could resort to. I have Zoo's weapon. If you go and take a look here at my SS pluses, I've got the weapons for these. I've got 3 copies of each because it took 1 to do the first, and then the third one, of course, took 2. So I have 3, so I can reclaim these back if I wanted to. But it's not going to, not quite going to be enough to get me to where I need to be. It put me close though. But it's something that I'll make a decision. Like I've got hers. I kept it on because it's associated with the weapon. You will get the weapon back if you do this. You'll get that SS weapon back, as well as the deep sea sunken silver, and then from there you can just regenerate it, and you can regenerate the weapon, and you can get tickets back when you do that. So there's ways to actually do it. It'll appear in here like this is Yang Woody's weapon. He's like an A character, and as you can see, I can get 300 back. Okay, so it gets the points, but 25 to 100%. Okay, the higher the grade, the more awakening points. So I'm going to get some of it back, but it wouldn't quite probably be enough to get me 16,500 tickets. We'll do one in the future, but every time I take away this from the awakening, I'm going to hurt my BP. So it's not something that that's going to need to be worked out mathematically, and I'll have to figure out which is the best way to do it. But there is a way to do it. So that's how you do it for those of that were looking. And thanks for pointing that out, because I knew it had to be in there somewhere. Everything else in this game is retrievable, so that you can continue to focus on the characters that you need to for your main teams. It seemed illogical that they would allow you to put awaken these characters and not be able to get those Deep Sea Sunken Silver back. Just didn't seem logical based on the format of the game. I assumed they would have stuck it up here, which is where you would think they would stick it, but they didn't. They put it directly under the interface, and that little button, which I had never really seen. So I didn't pay much attention to that particular button. Just focused on what it said, because if you read what it says under the actual button, okay, it's talking about what it's going to activate if you increase it. Okay, it doesn't say anything about clicking here will get them back. I guess if it could be formatted as a downgrade, the button, because it's like down. It's like reverting back. I guess is how you'd have to read it. So I never really clicked on it. So that's why I never do. So thanks a lot for the person who found it. Super young we are, looking all over the place for that little button that we needed. Yeah, so it's under the GUI instead of in the actual regeneration tab, which is where you'd think it would logically be placed. As for this anime-related event, they keep saying it's going to start tomorrow, so I don't know when tomorrow. It's been saying that for like 3 days now. I assume it'll start out pretty shortly here. But in other words, we got the red packet drop-off, so go ahead and participate in that. Did not have a good day today. All 5 of the tickets I tapped on were exceedingly small. Didn't get the lucky 700 or 800 that I normally get. But, you know, it is RNG, so it happens. So make sure you focus on that. Secret Shop, Blue Server, everything else is pretty normal. So basically the only event that we've got going on right now is the time-limited event for the Soul, which will be ending tomorrow evening. So we're going to see. We're waiting for SS Plus Tang. I assume he's going to be a powerful character. We've got multiple copies of him. It doesn't seem logical. He would not have been my choice for an SS Plus. I would have assumed that they probably would have taken him and made him an SSS, since he is the Sea God. It seems like the S. If you look at the list of characters under the triple S, it really seems to be a sort of afterthought. Because there's really only 2 of the Shrek 7 inside of it. The rest are pentamullet characters that appear later in the game, or later in the anime. But they're there. They're powerful, don't get me wrong. And well deserving of triple S. But it just, yeah. I would have assumed that they would have kept, that they probably would have, if they were going to do triple S from the beginning, that they would have planned it out a little differently than what I would have, that they planned it differently than I did. But, they're new characters. I like the fact that they're going to give us some new characters. That's really nice. We definitely needed, we really definitely needed more healers, because as you can see, we've got Rong, we've got Ah Yen, and we've got Oscar, and then we've got Zhu, but she's like an A, so not a whole lot's going to be happening there. So in reality, we really only, and we've got Ning Fenzi. Ning Fenzi's not too bad, A+. If I had not gotten Ah Yen as early as I did, S version of Ah Yen, I would have been using Ning Fenzi as my healer. As a matter of fact, I had plans to focus on him and Flender. But it got to the point, Flender's pretty powerful for an A+, but I got S's so quick that it just did not really, I really never had a chance to formulate an A+ team. I got enough S's that I could start a standard team. The only A+ I was using was Hugh, I used Nana for quite far before I regenerated her. So I expect that this right here, she's going to be super powerful. Okay, this has got OP written all over it. This has OP written all over it too, in terms of PvP. This is good. She's going to be a beast in PvP. If they keep the same kit, she's going to be slashing down your backfield before you can blink. So that's going to be pretty interesting to see too. But yeah, it's getting interesting. I have to admit, this SS's, we're going to have to do some serious research on them in terms of capabilities and see where we want to go. But yeah, it's definitely going to be an exciting time. So definitely keeping up the things. It looks like they're not going to change too much on an SS Plus to triple S format, and we'll see how it goes. So we'll do another video. Probably won't do one tomorrow, but we'll definitely do one the day after, because we're going to start getting the new event. And hopefully we'll get a reveal of SS Plus Tang San, Sea God Tang San, here sometime at the end of the week, and hopefully get the event sometime maybe over the weekend or the first thing next week. It'd be nice if it came at the end of this weekend. That would be slightly early. But then, yeah, that'll give us the remaining shards to get wrong, and we'll start working on Sea God Tang San. And I assume that he is probably going to be a beast, just based on what we have logically of him. He is the most powerful character in the game. Towards the end, of course, he's not. Of course, his father is the strongest, but to exceed his father when he becomes the sea god and whatnot. So we're going to have to see about that, but we'll have to see what kit they apply. And then we're going to have to see how this kit's applied to the SSS. The developers did an excellent job on keeping power creep out of the game. As I've said before, power creep has destroyed a lot of really good games. It destroyed Danmachi and Warrior Freeze. And it destroyed a lot of games where they just got to the point where there's multiple generations of characters, and you need to spend. You have to really spend if you want to keep up. I mean, you've got first generation teams in Danmachi who can't beat a half powered team of the third generation. They just don't have. They made new characters. And they got out of hand with making them much more powerful than the first generation, and they didn't update the first generation, forcing people to go to the third generation characters, and it just got to the point where it was a never-ending change to keep up, and it was just a waste of time. So I stopped playing the game quite some time ago. I've not touched it since. Don't plan to. I still beg over it in Japan, which is where they get, but it's really not doing very well over here. But yeah, so those games. But you've got your Azure lanes and whatnot, which I've done a really good job of keeping first generation, keeping up with the newer, or making it so that the newer stuff is so easy to get that it's not that difficult to upgrade your team to something a little better. Perfect format, and so far this game has done an excellent job. So, applaud them on the way they've done this. They've done a really good job of keeping this scaled properly. So we'll see how these Triple S characters come into the mix, and hopefully they'll make them obtainable the same way they were as SS Pluses. Again, but all indications are that they're not going to change anything when they come over to global. That's what we have to determine. You have to understand that the information we're pulling right now is from the TN server, which is in China. Whenever they go global, sometimes developers make a change. Unfortunately, it's generally not a good change. But so far they've been pretty much true to and I think that's why they've got a fairly decent global Hajime setup for this game. So hopefully that will continue. But we'll take a look and we'll see. But so far, so good. All right. So I just want to let everybody know that there is a way to get the Awakening back. It is under, and thanks to that pointed out, and thanks to the subscriber who pointed out the fact that it's just going to be S shards. That was one of the things that really had me worried. But yeah, since it's going to be S shards, we should be able to stay with the same format. But we'll take a look and see. All right. So thanks a lot for watching. Remember to subscribe. Once you've subscribed, you'll see that bell. Click on it. You get notified each time we drop a video. Coming at you from the corner signing out.